the present moment, the one and only way that you actually are. I mean that. I mean the only space that we have is what we take up, our moment. I think that we often are too neglectful of our place in our own life. We must realize all the power we have in the now, and that this is something I feel like I'm always talking about, as if like I truly embody it myself. But the truth is, you know, it's a goal. I feel like this is something that we strive for. This is a something that once we attain, you know, the whole universe is in our hands in a way. The present moment is where we have control. The present moment is where we are able to express ourselves the true way. In saying that, I don't mean that when we express ourselves differently that those aren't true to who we are. Rather, sometimes we react to how we were in maybe a past scenario or how we want to be in the future, and that alters how we are in the right now. And it's easy to say, you know, you want to change from your past, you want this to change, this scenario to go different. If it happens again, this, that, and the other. But once those emotions are past, and once that situation has, you know, ran its course, it's one thing to keep it in your mind, and it's another thing to allow that stimulus to keep replaying over and over in your head to the point where it becomes a part of your routine. It becomes a part of your present moment, in the sense that your mind keeps circling back to these same thoughts rather than, you know, creating new opportunities and in new ways for you to be. I feel like these things limit everything. You know, the realization that we're not living in the present moment is the first step to, I feel like, truly attaining your goals. You only have so much time, and the only time you have is in the present moment. That's the only time you actually have to work. You actually have to do the things you love doing. And I just realized this recently that like I don't really take that much time to myself. Like whether it be like TikTok, entertainment, YouTube, da da da. Like how much time am I actually taking outside of my obligations to actually be there with myself and learn about who I am? You know, be present with myself rather than just taking on a prescription that, you know, you get from everybody else. It's one thing to realize that everyone has their own complex life. It's entirely different to realize that you have your own. That's what it's about, I feel. Realizing who you are and your place in your own society. And I don't mean like society in the grand way, I mean how you relate to yourself. I feel like there's a lot more to find out about who we are in the present moment than, you know, than meets the eye. I feel like we never truly know ourselves. He who thinks the journey is over is the one that's truly lost. To know yourself is to know your own connotations. To know yourself is to know your flaws and say to yourself that those aren't changing. I think that at a fundamental level, you should never reach the end of that. I feel like that's the kind of journey you have your entire life. Realizing who you are, realizing your potential. You can learn parts of yourself. I feel like I've learned many parts of myself, but you know, to say that I know myself is grand. To say I know myself is to, you know, limit my understanding of who I am. So I think that the ultimate point of that is to move forward. Be present with yourself enough to know what you like, to know the circumstances upon which that you wish to build, and keep moving. I feel like too often we get slowed down in this process through our own mind, through thinking that we know ourselves to be something, or getting in the way of ourselves in the sense that we think ourselves not to be something. We don't have enough faith in ourselves to posit our own energy into ourselves so that we can achieve what we wish to achieve. I sound like a man. Anyways, let me get back to the point. I aim to get to that point, actually. And I feel as if we all should. To control the self is to master your own fate in this way. The treasure that is present for us in the present is only ours for the taking. And what I mean by this is that we need to take hold of ourselves, for only we can benefit from our own potential. It all starts with grounding ourselves and believing in ourselves and being there to guide our mind towards the salvation that is this present moment. What I mean by all that, I'm saying that, someone can't claim your destiny for you. Someone can't claim your potential. Someone can't claim who you are for you. No one person is going to make you realize who you are. No one event is going to make you realize who you are. Nothing, none of this is going to put you in that position. I feel like the only true way to get on top of yourself is to get on top of your present moment. And it also ties back to how we express ourselves. I feel like fundamentally we are the reaction to our external stimulus. It's not just you. It's your reaction to everything around you that builds your character in an external sense. And to be present with yourself is to have control of your reaction. To have control of your reaction in this way is to have control of who you are. So why would you not, want to be in the present moment? Why would you not want to venture into that part of yourself that needs attention? Because at the end of the day, I think we know what we need. I think we know all the parts of ourselves that are seeking out help, and we choose not to face it out of fear that, we lose all the good parts of ourselves. I think people, including myself, need to realize the dichotomy between ourselves and our understanding of ourselves. Like it's one thing to posit that I am this way, and it's another thing to realize I'm this way. One thing is a taught thing. One thing is a learned thing. Hold on, let me cook. Essentially, I think that we as people need to do a better job at getting out of our own way. Realizing the parts of ourselves that we don't like is one thing. I feel like that's everyone. Everyone has parts of themselves that maybe they don't feel the most fond of. But that's the point. What type of life would we have to live if we didn't have, constant tribulations and trying to get better and better every day? It's not about finishing. It's about how you develop over this journey and where you end up. And I think a lot of people have a certain journey in their head. They have their own dreams, aspirations, and goals, and they fail to do these things either out of fear, anxiety, because they don't have enough faith in their own ability to do what other people have done in the past. There's no past in a sense, like anxiety with regard to maybe a past event or circumstance. For example, I always bring it back to school because I'm a college student. So like, I'm taking a test, I do bad. How am I gonna do in the final? I'm gonna study more. I realize that, I didn't do good. I'm not repeating the same cycles. Because before I didn't study a certain way, and now I'm altering it. Creating a new objective, creating a new pathway for me to actually succeed in the way I wish to. It's not just about knowing what you want, but it's about taking the necessary steps and proving to yourself in a way that you actually want this certain something. Like, I got a D on my first stats midterm. In college, I ain't never experienced nothing like that before. I know people have failed stuff. That's that. But for me personally, that was crazy. So what did I do? It's real easy to get bogged down in that feeling like, oh, I'm just not good at stats, or I've lost my academic potential, or I've lost this, I've lost that, I just don't have it anymore. But that's not the truth. You just need to grow. You need to adapt. You need to change in a way to meet the situation. You need to rise to the occasion in a way. I feel like a lot of times we don't do that as people. We, come with the same mentality, the same face every single day, and we get the same results every single day. We don't change anything. We don't let anything be in the unknown. And what I mean by that is, like, we're not in the present moment enough to stop ourselves from repeating the cycle over and over again. And the cycle, I mean, is our daily thoughts, daily tribulations, and daily issues that we endure every day. The same thoughts that are lingering with you because you're failing to be present with yourself. You're failing to be present in the moment to create a new space for yourself to think, experience, and ultimately find out who you are.